2, 3, 4, 5.
What up, baby?
Lightning, thunder, it's the Storm Warning show on the come up with Big Groov and Ablakk too. Have your popcorn ready when you come through. We talking hurricanes and how they making moves with pick six to the houses and big hits like ooh. Next man step up, and that's the motto. We building up a dynasty today for tomorrow. BCS wins in them poll rankings again. If you ain't heard about the U, then homie, where you been? It gotta be something in the water, cause when it come to them trenches, you know the Canes is digging harder. If the legacy don't kill them, then the speed will. When you see that you on your schedule, just know that ain't gonna be no cheap thrill. Leave it all on the field. Been doing that for years. Play the game like how you practice, that's what it is. Canes causing havoc on the field. Hit the op so hard that they gon' have to go back and game plan and run drill. The game on the line on fourth, we gon' go. And keep on coming up like the Storm Warning show. Yeah.
We back again, baby. 2 times in one day. That's a rare occasion.
For real. What it do?
We got that W, man. Got that W. I'm happy with the win. It's always good being a rival. You know what I'm saying? I get to talk a lot of ish. You know what I'm saying? When I get to work, some of them Gator fans are talking crazy. You feel what I'm saying? So, what you think about the game, man? What you think about the victory, bro?
Oh man, of course I'm happy that we got the win. And like I said, the keys to victory was establishing the trench work, and our O-line and D-line definitely did that. So when we was in the red zone early in the game, I wish Dawson would have schemed up some better plays. You know what I'm saying? Some crossing routes and stuff like that, just to get dudes open. But the D-line and the O-line played bully ball all night long, bro. Like really, that game wasn't even that close, really, at all. It wasn't that close at all. Florida had that one drive where they got some momentum and scored, but after that, we put a halt to that. There was nothing they can do.
I'm kind of indifferent. I think we was in control of the game. It's kind of, put it like this, it's kind of like a boxing match. The champion is pretty much in control of everything, but it's too close to comfort. He could be doing a lot more to separate himself in the fight. Right. And that was pretty much how I felt. Like I said, I felt like we needed to run the ball, but I also thought we could have mixed it up a lot better. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we took advantage of in the first half of those 3 and outs that we got from Florida. We could have blew this game out at halftime. We could have been up 4 scores in halftime.
Yeah, exactly.
And with a team like Florida, with a good team, you can't do that because they'll come back and beat you. And we gave Florida a chance. You see what I'm saying? That they shouldn't have had second half. You know what I'm saying? We only up 13-0. Second half, they score, they get an interception. Hey, they got a chance to take over and take momentum back. Yeah. You got to put teams like this away. You know what I'm saying? That's how we lost games last year.
Yep.
Same things like this. I wanted Dawson to dial it up a little bit more. He got to show more creativity, man, because once you get to the ACC championship play, or if the playoffs and stuff like that, when you're going against good teams, you feel what I'm saying? You can't be stagnant. You can't have these lulls in the game for a series at a time. You can't do that. You're gonna get beat. You know what I'm saying? Defensively, we played like a championship caliber team. They had that one drive in the third quarter where they made a drive and they scored. After that, they offense didn't do nothing. You feel what I'm saying? But offensively, we're not championship caliber right now. Running the ball, I would say, running the ball, we're able to grind it out in certain situations. That's cool. But when you're going up against the likes of Georgia, you know what I'm saying, LSU's, Alabama's even, you can't have these type of lows offensively because they can score. they're that much talent. They're that talented on offense where they're gonna put up points. You feel what I'm saying? And I felt like he could have really gave the game away. I have no issues with I didn't have any issues with Mario as far as coaching wise. I think he kind of, you know what I'm saying? I think he could have got on his ass a little bit and say, hey man, we need to open it up. We need to take advantage of these 3-and-outs. I would have loved, I don't know what he said to him in halftime. You feel
Right.
what I'm saying? But I would have loved to see a Nick Saban type emotion on the sideline when he got onto my man Kiffin some years back when the offense wasn't rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I wanted to see something like that, but we got the dub. I can't complain, man. At the end of the day, it's about getting the dub, and we won 26-7. But the game was a lot. Me personally, the game was a lot closer than that 26-7. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
So
I'm on the opposite end. I don't think the game was as close as the score. I like in the first half, it's like we dominated the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we should have been up 4 scores. We should have scored 40 points tonight. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing in the red zone, I just need Dawson to get a little more creative. Run some man beaters. You know what I'm saying? Run man beaters, run a lot of crossing routes in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be a little more creative to get dudes open easy. You know what I'm saying? Make it easy for your quarterback. But I ain't gonna trip because we got the win. That's all that
yeah,
we got the dub. And the most important thing, bro, we came out the game healthy going into the week. Going into the bye week, because after that, we got Florida State coming off the bye week.
and I tell you what, we can't play like this against Florida State.
So
you can't play like this against Florida State, especially now. That environment is gonna be crazy. You're not gonna be able to hear nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And you're gonna have to be able to score with them because that little 5'2" Tasmanian devil they got under center can make some plays happen, bro. Them boy, they playing. I'm a realist, man. I love this matchup when Florida State and Miami both are considered top teams in college football.
right,
I wanted Florida to be undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Highly ranked when we played them because that's when the rivalry was at its best, and it had championship implications. Usually when who won that game won the national championship or went to the national championship that year.
right.
And I feel like that's what it is in 2 weeks with Florida State. But we're gonna have to play sound on offense and defensively. The run game was there tonight. The passing game wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I need Bector. He had some showings of Georgia last year tonight. And that scares me a little because I see it still there. I thought he progressed. I think he took a step back, not too much of a step back where I lost confidence in him. I think he just had a bad game, and hopefully this week off he prepares and he bees on point because we're gonna have to stretch the field. We're gonna have to stretch them deep because those guys are stout up front and they able to stop the run also. So
Right. It kind of reminded me of the Florida State game last year where the passing game, we really didn't hit on no big plays by how they were playing us defensively. That's how tonight felt with our offense in the passing game. So, look, man, they got a bye week, go back to drawing board. It's like you said, tomorrow they're gonna go look at the film, and because there was a lot of plays out there that was out there to be made, and they left them out there. So, hey.
I was just kind of scratching my head. Was like, okay, well, where are all the plays that you had drawn up for Malachi, like you had in Notre Dame? Where were those plays at? You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot more creativity. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it was a great win. I'm not complaining about the W. I'm thinking about the future. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm like, bro, where was the drawing? Where was the stuff that we saw against Notre Dame where they drawing up plays? You know what I'm saying? You're getting the playmakers the ball because I had to give Dawson props in that, in that sense because, he had those boys firing on all cylinders. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get your guys the ball, man. I just felt like a lot of stuff was forced tonight, and you can't force it with you know what I'm saying, against a good team like Florida State.
Nah, so we'll see though. You know, Florida State got Virginia next week. So, you know what I'm saying? They got Virginia next week. Then it's us. Then they play us in 2 weeks. So it's gonna be a rowdy, crazy environment. But at the end of the day, our Canes will prevail. But it's gonna be a good game for sure. But tonight was a good game. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, anybody that has any doubts about the DC, hopefully you can rest.
Yeah, I give him his props. I had doubts when we hired him. I ain't gonna lie. I always admit when I'm wrong. Um, I'm satisfied. So far, I'm satisfied with the guy. I'm actually impressed because I didn't know how he would fare with South Florida talent, being that he came from Minnesota. I didn't know how it was going to translate, and it seemed like a seamless transition from the players. It seemed like he got those guys playing, fast and aggressive. That good old, he looked like an old guy that was a DC here some years ago, man. He look, you know what I'm saying?
Greg
Them boys
Schiano.
flying. No, Danny Diaz. Them boys flying around, man. I got to give him their props, man. That defense is nice. I got to give him his. He's not gonna be at DC for long.
Right, but
he's not gonna be at DC for long, man. That guy.
Once again, like we didn't bring much pressure. We was just doing it with our front four for the majority of the game.
I'm glad you said that. I got to give props. I did it on Twitter, but I got to give props to Ruben Bain. I was critical of him last year because I felt like he was too heavy and he took a step back. And I got to commend that guy for working on his body this summer. You can tell he's in more shape. He's way more explosive. He's playing himself into a top 5, maybe even the number 1 pick in the draft by how he's playing right now. Those are the type of guys that they give 150 million contracts to. Those guys like that. Ruben Bain
definitely balling.
Ruben Bain is balling.
He's balling.
And kudos to that kid.
That young man is definitely a certified goon. Continue to work, continue to grind, young man, because your future is bright. You know what I'm saying? So continue to do what you've been doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's enabling you to get the results that you're getting this year. And Messidor, man. Messidor is definitely playing his way until, a second-day pick. You know what I'm saying? He's balling. He's reminding me of the West Virginia Messidor.
Yeah. And shout outs to Mitchell, not Mitchell, but Fletcher and Brown. Those two guys put the offense on their back and they made key plays and they ran with some heart, man. That's what I've been wanting to see, man. They may not be the home run hitters that I would like to see. The big, the Duke Johnson type that are breaking for 60. You know what I'm saying? But those guys run very hard and they fight for yardage. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, I can't complain on their play tonight, man. I think both of those guys complemented each other well. And I like the fact that they did stick with Brown in the red zone because he's a lot more explosive of hitting the hole than Fletcher. And he doesn't give the defense time to react or shed blocks. He's on top of them soon as he touched the ball. He's very explosive, hitting the hole. So, I mean, kudos to that kid. He's been good all year. I have no complaints about Brown, man. And like I said,
in the pass game too.
He's good in the pass game. He took that nice screen, whether I would say that little bubble, little alert pass that Carson hit him with to keep that drive going, man. So he got the instinct. You can tell that he's a championship caliber. He was on a championship team. You can tell that. You know what I'm saying? At his previous location, there, they won the championship. You can tell he's that caliber of player. He's used to big game, so it wasn't bright because he's thrived in every big game we've had in some capacity. So kudos to that guy, man. And I really gotta give kudos to that, like I said, that whole defense. And remember I said earlier, those penalties, those pre-snap penalties, those we can't have that against good teams, man. And that's what I was more so disappointed in. It was the false starts with the center because that's not a Mario style offensive line. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's what I was kind of shocked about. I thought it would be more so penalties with chippiness with the skill guys like the
Right.
receivers and DBs, running back, linebackers. I didn't think we would see as many penalties with the offensive line that we saw
Mm.
tonight.
Right.
So
Right.
I was kind of disappointed in that. But luckily, the football guys was on our side and it didn't cost us because it did stall a lot of drives. And the refs, and also, man, they also killed our momentum when they called Brown run that touchdown back too.
Yeah.
The fall momentum wasn't done either.
Yeah.
So
His
they
forward
kind of
progress
screwed us.
wasn't stopped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then when they replayed it, the whistle was way late. He was already in midfield.
He was almost in the end zone.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, come on now. Y'all blowing the whistle way too early. This ain't high school or youth.
Exactly. Yeah. But overall, man, like I said, man, it's a great team win. I'm happy, of course, to beat our rival Florida. Now we gotta celebrate for a few days. Say by Wednesday, it needs to be Florida. Well, actually by Tuesday, it needs to be Florida State talk. You got 2 weeks to prepare. There's no reason why, you should come out stagnant or unprepared. You feel what I'm saying? So you got anything else, bro? Like I said, we ain't gonna be on for too
Nah, I
long.
don't
Just
got
a little
nothing
quick
else,
preview.
man. Just a great
Nothing else?
overall team win. You know what I'm saying? Great overall team win. You know what I'm saying? Defense stood up. Defense, carried the throne tonight for this team in the running game.
True that. Like I said, appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. It's a quick show. We in 17 minutes right now, man. We quick and to the point. Great team win. Congrats, Mario. You got your second victory against Florida. It's always good to beat them Gators because they don't like playing us every year, man.
Exactly.
And with that being said, storm warning is out, baby. Oh. Go Canes.
Go celebrate, Canes family.